He's an actor, comedian, and he loves giving to the community. He's here with us, downtown Pontiac, Mr. Joe Torry! So we're gonna get this started right away. Yes, can we give him another hand? He took time out to come see us downtown Pontiac. I love it. We're going to start the show with a little excitement and end it. I have something, a little twist for you.
Okay.
All right, so if you look at the screen, we're just going to start with a little game called This or That.
Okay.
And you decide which one you pick and tell me why.
All right.
All right, let's go. This or that. All right.
All right.
Which one and tell me why.
Well,
who would you pick with one of your favorites? I know all of them is your favorite.
Yeah. Well, personally, I knew both of them personally. So Richard Pryor, a mentor, was a friend, and I got the chance to work with him before he passed. But I work a lot with Bernie Mac. Two great comedians that they're making heaven laugh right about now. But two different style, should I say, in your face.
Yes.
Really, comedians, not comics. Comedians, storytellers.
Yes. All right, Richard Pryor. Okay, we have a couple more for you. This or that.
I would say I stay true to my stand-up roots.
Okay.
Yeah, because doing stand-up is sort of like you're in control of everything. You write the story. You're all the actors. You're the characters. You're the producer. You're the director. You can control the whole narrative.
That's the beautiful thing, to be in control.
Exactly. So
now I've heard a lot of comedians when they were in school, their parents always say they always was in trouble, the class clown,
right.
And you know how that can lead you to having a reputation of that bad kid in school.
Right.
Were you one of those children?
Yeah. I was that dude. In every school, I was a military brat. So
in every school.
Yeah, it was like
you had everybody laugh at teacher. Always in trouble.
My mother was a school teacher, so
God.
I was well read. So what kept me out of trouble, I was smart. So I knew how to, I knew certain words that other people didn't, know. I knew how to speak properly, so I could get out of, my antics by, falling back on my intellect.
Okay, so you have always been able to make people laugh.
I always, my family is a funny family, but I'm the first one that's tried to make a career out of it.
I was reading about your brother, and he was like, when he decided to go into comedy, it's because of you. And he said, when you left home, he said, if he can make a living, make money like that, making people laugh, I need to look more into that.
That's right.
Yes, and that's Guy Torry, right?
Guy Torry, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at an interview. He really, you really inspired him to do that. I laughed so hard. I was like, okay. When you have an older sibling, they can inspire you to do things that you love doing anyway and make a good living. You can't beat that, can you?
Can't beat it.
All right, okay.
Can't beat it.
New Jack City, Boys in the Hood.
Oh, wow. I would have to say, wow. Well, I would go with Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood?
Yeah, because
and why?
Because without Boys in the Hood, there's probably no Poetic Justice.
Oh, now that's a good one, which was one of your first movies.
The first movies that they put me on with John Singleton. So rest in peace, a good friend of mine as well.
Yes,
but
yes.
So that relationship is there. But New Jack City, of course, everybody, you wanted to be in New Jack City.
Yes,
yes. You like the, Wesley Snipes character.
Yes.
And all of that. But I would choose Boys in the Hood because it's a little bit more personal to me.
Let's talk about Mr. John Singleton again. So he gave you your first break.
Yeah. First big break in movies.
He did.
Yeah.
And how was it working with him?
He was great. I mean, John was clever, a little genius.
Yes.
I mean, he saw something in me that, that in a comedy club where the late, great Robin Harris used to host. And basically, he saw and he said, I'm going to put you in a movie, I'm going to put you in a film. I was like, this nerdy little kid, what are you talking about?
Yes.
And he stuck to his roots. And after he had shot Boys in the Hood, they was having a picnic or a barbecue over Robbie Reed. She's a big-time casting director over her house. And I happened to go over there. And, that's where everybody met up. And he was like, it's you. I told you I'm going to put you in this movie. Awesome. And he was telling me about it. And we sat at the table for about an hour and talked. And, he kept his word.
As I hear you talk about that, when you say everybody needs someone to give them a chance,
right.
And I think some people, not everybody, forget that we all needed someone to get them on the map, as you call it.
Right.
And I just want to take a moment to thank you because you're giving me the opportunity. For you being here, it definitely will help me to move in a direction that I'm trying to go in with the talk show. So I want to thank you for that.
No problem.
All right.
Okay.
These two characters, you had to laugh on that. They also, right?
Yeah.
So what you think?
All right, well, Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart? I mean, well, Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, okay.
I mean, no, because he's one of my peers.
Yes.
We started almost around the same time, coming up, and doing it. I've been doing it like 30 years now, so.
30 years.
Yeah, so it's like, knowing that and where we come from, is a little different. Kevin Hart, so you say one of the students, so you're proud of him and you're happy of him, but I got to go with one of my constituents who.
You have to.
Yeah, who, David's, that's kind of where, comedians, when you set up a plateau on where you want to go with your business and with your career and what you can do in the business of what they say you can and cannot do.
Right.
He's one of the, he's one of those plateaus where you can reach.
They both amazing. We know that. We just had to make you pick one,
Yeah, well,
Yes, they both amazing.
Both amazing. It's hard, but
it's hard. Yeah, they definitely. I would have a hard time picking between those two as well. Okay, now this one is hard for me. Everybody love Pops.
Oh yeah.
What are some of your favorite moments of the late John Pops? Rest in peace. You had opportunity to work with him.
A bunch of times, a bunch of things. John just brought, the scene to another level.
Yes.
One of the funniest things we did when we did, I think it was Sprung, when I did the jail scene.
Yes.
And I really didn't want to do that scene because it was, it was like they just finding ways to put me in this underwear and take my clothes off.
Right. You
like,
said you didn't want to do all that.
Yeah, and that scene was shot like early in the morning, like. Right after you had breakfast.
Right.
Wait a minute, I gotta get naked.
Shoot it in the evening, right?
I'm like, and then it was, then it wasn't. I wasn't supposed to, it just kept adding funny stuff to it.
Really?
Like it was just, now I got a robe on. Now I'm in my green drawers. Now I'm taking a robe off. I'm like, come on, guys. So I was really frustrated in that scene, and John was making me, he got really true emotions because all that stuff was ad libbed.
Yes.
And it's just, when you work with somebody great like that, you kind of just like, kind of tuck your own ego a little bit.
Yes.
And let them enjoy the moment because, it was just crazy, doing it. But, he's just not on the road, too, as a comedian. You just learn from people like Pops. He just embraced every age of his life.
Yes,
like he said, I just play the characters they give me. I play old man. I'm an old man, might as well play old man.
Yes. So how did it affect you when you heard about Mr. John? Did you thinking of his legacy and what you're trying to do?
Well, John lived, and when I say
Yes.
lived, he loved jazz. He had a son that
He loved jazz.
Oh yeah, he used to go to the jazz festival all the time. As far as the jazz festival at the Greek, he loved that. That was one of his things to do in June, the Playboy Jazz Festival.
Okay.
And but going on the road at 77 and still working like that, I always was bothered because I was like, amazing, but at the same time, because it takes a lot of energy to get on the road, get on the plane, and go do 5 or 6 shows and come back home. But he did it because it was like, that's when you come from that old black family, you work, you got work, you go to work. That Sam Jackson mentality, and not work till you drop dead, but he loved what he doing, and then when you love what you're doing, sometimes it's so effortlessly you don't know you're working yourself.
Right. I tell people that all the time. When you love what you're doing, and you could tell he loved what he was doing.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, and the energy he had because he would get on stage and do all that, and I'm like, I don't jump around like that.
Right. And he was 77.
Yeah, he was 77. So.
And did it. That's all the passion and the love that he had for being a comedian, right?
Yes.
Just tell me one of your favorite roles, and I'll tell you one of mine. Like lines, I would say.
Oh, from John?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You have to have one. Everybody have one.
Come on. You got what? Don't go in there for another 30 or 40.
That's what I was getting ready to say. You took my one. That was it for me. Me.
That's like stuck with everybody.
Yes.
Because now you have before somebody go in, you hey, don't go in about 30, 45 minutes.
That was
everybody
my favorite.
Universally know what that means.
Yes. People start using even at home in the house. We start saying that you might not want to go in there for about 30, 35 minutes. Yes. I think that was a favorite for a lot of people. He was amazing.
I think that phrase is mostly used during the holidays.
Really? Yes, yes.
After you ate that big meal, you're like, okay.
Yes. So Thanksgiving is right around the corner, so we know we're going to be hearing a lot of that, right?
A lot of that. Yeah.
Yes.
So I beat you. I got to beat you to the bathroom.
You got to beat you to the bathroom. That's amazing. Yeah, we love Pops. Look at him.
Yeah.
He'll never be forgotten.
Never.
Gone too soon, definitely. Wonderful. So you did get to work with some of the greatest, Tupac, Janet Jackson. Tell me working with them. How was it working?
Well, with DC Young Fly is the only one new cat I work with. I know Jess Hilarious and
Yes.
Ha Davis. I worked with Ha Davis before as well. These new comedians coming up, I like what they're doing. I like what they're embracing. Yeah, they're not, you got to use what's in front of you. And I had to use what was in front of me at the time to my success and my availability of what they exposed you to. But now you can control your own destiny, and that's what they're doing. Basically, not saying you fit into a box, because sometimes people will tell you, oh, you can only do this, only can do that.
Right.
And DC Young Fly is showing, I can do my trap music, I can do my comedy, I can do my acting, I can do my writing, I can do my producing, I can do whatever I want at a young age, and control that. And and that's what these young people are showing you, that you can do something else with your talent, especially with the internet, while they're giving it to you.
That's it.
Man, if we had the opportunity back then, you could take Tupac, for instance. If he was here in social media days, he'd be out of the box, because he was always working, always constantly in having, like, should I say, content or something to say. So you can see now how much content people have of him.
Yes.
Imagine if he owned that of himself in this era.
So social media definitely have given them the opportunity to do things that you couldn't do, because you can be on all over the world using social media platforms.
And in real time.
In real time,
right.
Which is very important. Do you believe that because of the social media platform that they have, is it harder, like you looking back, is it harder for you to get out there and be on a platform? Because we didn't grow up with the social media thing. Like when my son will say, okay, Mom, just click this button, click that button. I'm like, okay, could you break that down for me?
Right.
Do you find using social media, because they do a lot of marketing now through social media, do you, on a scale 5 to 10, what would you rate that?
You have to rate it, a 10, because now it's a part of how they hire you.
Okay, how they hire you.
Yeah, so with me, I got 30 years in the game, so my name is kind of a household name. So it's new people, they are trying to beat their name and their trade into your head every day, like they've been around for 30 years or 20 years.
Right.
So being on them and having all the, those followers, they have to continue to feed those followers stuff every day.
Okay.
And sometimes it may not be the right stuff.
I see.
So the difference is, with me using it is, using it to my advantage of not running from it, but using it, because like you can go to an interview and they'll say, well, how many followers do you have? And it's like, well, you have followers. Can I act first?
Right.
Do the
See
same?
there, because that's what. Yes.
But some companies want to hire you if you're going to be also a marketing, a plus for them.
Yes. And
so if you have 1 million or 100,000 followers, and you probably don't know how to act, but they'll put you in a movie because you're bringing your 100,000 followers over somebody that may have 20.
The numbers matter.
Yeah. Numbers matter.
No way how you look at it. They want to know how many followers you have. Now, if you could say one thing to someone out there that has a desire to be a comedian, what would you say to them?
To stay well-read, stay relevant. You know what I'm saying? Stay conscious with the times. Like right now we're living in what they say the cancel culture era, and basically it's the era's always been there. You just kind of gotta grow with what's happening.
Okay.
I can't say the same things I said 25 years ago on Def Jam.
Okay.
I can, but I'll be cutting myself, thin on a lot of pieces, because now if I want a company to represent me or hire me to do something, especially if they represent a show, you're on that show talking about, women or transgender or something that, may cost them money, you can cost you your job.
Absolutely.
So you got to kind of have to grow with the times and know that, okay, this is not an age that you can say that. It's back in the day you could say cracker and you could say N-word, or you could say, all these things, but now it's too many cameras.
Right, you have to be very careful.
And it's the fact that they can play it back over and over and over
Absolutely.
again. So that's the catch-22 of it. it's a win-win because you always have content that can be fresh, but you don't want something that's bad to be refreshed.
And so I hear you say that you don't like to get on stage saying the same jokes. I have been to comedians, and I mean, I'm like, dog, you just said this joke the last time you was here. How do you stay so fresh? I know that I've watched several of your stand-ups. How do you stay so fresh? Because some of them, I tell you,
I'm a conversationist now, so it's kind of what I kind of want to morph into. What Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce, the greats. They just come out and talk.
Oh, you go freestyle.
So,
you're not working, so you look around and crack a joke.
I like talking about where I'm at.
I like
so
that.
So if I'm in the land, talk about the land and what's going on and what's happening today. And then, I can mix stuff in that, incorporated with, because now I'm married 18 years, I got 3 kids, so it's a lot more to talk about that's funny that happens every day. So, some of my stuff, I just turn it into, like my daughter just turned 10.
Yes.
So, and I got 2 boys and I got a girl. So, raising a girl,
it's definitely different.
Different. So there's those elements where, the jokes are there.
So I have a chat. When you are telling your jokes, we know there's certain things, like you said, people with disabilities, people that's going through things, and it could get very touchy.
Right.
Do you find it because of the sensory and you have to watch more what you're saying? Is that harder for you to come up with the jokes? How do you it's a thin line between a joke with a person that have a disability that might be in the audience? Would that stop you from saying that particular joke if you looked in the audience and you saw or no, or you would just be mindful the way you tell the joke?
Yeah, it's all about where you're at and how the joke is being received. Otherwise, if it's just a shot joke, then if it's not understood as a shot joke, it could be taken out of context.
If it's not understood,
it could be received differently. And to me, if you can't explain, what you just did, then as an artist, and if you're being a brilliant artist, that's the good one. That's the difference between a good one and a bad one.
Okay.
If you can't explain the joke, then why just say it?
Okay.
Did you even know what you just said? And because being around for 30 years, you should know how to articulate. If you are an orator and you make a job speaking, then you should be able to know how to go speak in different places and recognize your audience.
Okay, that's very important.
Yeah.
I know when I go out, I never sit in the front row.
Yeah.
I'm come in late. I'll be like, let me get my seat, get it in the back, and definitely not coming to the front row. Y'all go hard on the people in the front row.
but it's expected.
Yes.
Because when you don't, then people are like, oh, you ain't talking about nobody. You didn't do nothing.
Right.
But I had a hard time adjusting when my mother used to be in the audience.
Really?
I used to be like, oh man, I ain't tell that joke.
Right, because she might not like that. So when your mother in the audience, you're a different person, right?
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Yes.
I don't need them to laugh that bad.
Now, have she ever been in the audience and you said some things, and once she made it home, she'd be like, no, you shouldn't.
Yeah, she threw some holy water in my mouth.
Really? She's like, no, for real.
Like, you don't think you should tell that one no more.
She say, that's the end. That's the first and the last time you should tell that joke.
For real. But even in a situation where it's politics, where I raise money for kids with disabilities every year.
Yes.
I work with John Legend, Lionel Richie, Sting, James Taylor. They raised a lot of money, and these kids, but most of the money and most of the crowd is, like I say, it's a Trump crowd.
Yes.
So,
Trump crowd, you definitely.
So it's like, kill the Trump jokes.
Right. Kill the Trump. No, that's a good one, exactly.
And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. Mama's like, no, you don't think you didn't take that Trump.
So your mother keep you round, and she's like, look.
She was like, I don't think that one went over too well, baby.
That
You're going to lose your job.
Because you know what, at the end of the day, we have somebody writing them checks, so we have to be real careful, today.
Yeah, because it's not about politics and how you feel about somebody.
Right. That's wonderful. So tell me about your foundation, because I know you have a foundation, the name of it, and tell me what inspired you to start the foundation and what it's about, so everyone can know.
It's called the Giving Back to Love Foundation.
Giving Back to Love.
Giving Back to Love Foundation. And I used to do real big events, like in St. Louis, like take over the weekends and stuff like that. It took like 11 months to plan, and now I'm just regrouping, trying to figure out how can I help the next generation. My first 15 years were, trying to help the cultural, the social, and the education needs of the community. And so we had back to school drives where we give like kids free school supplies, you know, for underprivileged kids that didn't have them. So they checked their health program, I mean their health screen, give them tennis shoes, haircuts. So it was like right before school, you know, I would open up a community center and first come, first serve. You know, you come in there and you can get your school supplies all the way from K to 12.
Really?
And I would partner with Sam's or Walmart or somebody and get it where it's already broken down, where, you know, it has pencils, it has everything right there. All you got to do is grab it. Then you go over there and get your haircut. Go over here and spin the wheel, get some tennis shoes, get your health screen. So when you walk out of there, you know, because a lot of, you know, communities or families don't know, you know, what the kid blood type is, or you know, or they have an idea, or they have all that information up front. So we'd have the health screen there where they can check your parents' blood pressure, their kids, and all that, and diabetes, and, you know, just make them aware. And they also then had a college for kids thinking about going to college. Had 6 colleges that would, you know, be there, you know, trying to get you to, you know, further your education. So that's one of the things it used to do. Besides seeing kids, you know, like underprivileged kids. Like we had the young adults, men, you know, fatherless kids. So we used to do stuff with them on Saturdays. Funded sports programs. It was just anything that you think that you would need in the community. That,
you just
that
touching all bases.
Yeah, just, you know, we had a nice foundation where we would hear the voices of the community, and if, you know, the city's not answering them, we would try to answer it.
So I've been to a lot of kick-offs for going back to school. One thing you mentioned that is really, really a good idea is it not just be about the kids, because I hear you say it was the parents. They were able.
Yeah.
So you are actually touching the whole family, because you're dealing with the parents and the children.
Yeah. Well, that's the lyric. They come to get something free, but you know, but then they get, you know, they become aware of something, and maybe you'll become, you know, more alarmed about how your health should be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or how your kids' health should be.
Absolutely. So you're very passionate about that. When it comes to giving back in the future generation, in your opinion, what is something that sometimes individuals don't do anything because they can't do it on a large level? Just talking about what is some of the things that you think would be impactful for a smaller city to sow into the future generation? And because it takes a village to raise a child. You remember we used to say that?
Right.
Just things, what would you say is something that a smaller city could do to try to help the future generation and come together?
I mean, partner with, you know, just be aware. It's stuff it's information. There's people out there doing good stuff, like my fraternity, Men of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay.
We're, you know, one of the reasons why I'm here. Pontiac, raising money, doing a comedy show for scholarships. But we normally do stuff like all over the world. The Q's in China, the Q's are, you know.
In China?
Yeah, we're everywhere. The Omega Psi Phi Fraternity, we're everywhere. And we're always into, you know, trying to strengthen the next generation with education, scholarship, or some type of enlightenment in the community. And we're there. So it's like, if you see us, you know what I'm saying, be a part of some of the stuff we're doing. Feeding the homeless, you know, showing young boys how to tie ties, showing, you know, young children, how, you know, young boys how to, about business. So it's, you know, or just health. Period. So it's just everything. So we try to, you know, so those programs are out there, and not just me, we get the whole Divine Nine, which is fraternities and sororities that do a lot of good stuff in the community.
Yes.
And, you know, and sometimes it's just reaching out and figuring out what they're doing, and not just throwing parties and seeing them with hats on, but usually those situations are brought together by intelligent men and women that's doing a lot, and they hold, you know, great titles in cities, lawyers and mayors and doctors, and, you know, my frat brother-in-law, he writes the checks for Miami. You know, he creates jobs and stuff like that. So it's like those things that you need to know, that people of color are in power.
They are. Yeah. And we don't see a lot of that.
Right.
They're doing some amazing things.
Yeah, well, I'm aware, and I'm going knocking on the door, like, give me that check.
Yes,
be ready to take it to the community.
Absolutely.
And let me do something with it.
Right, absolutely. So we heard rumors that you have a Netflix special coming out.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's, you know, I don't know if it's on Netflix. I haven't shot it yet, but I've been shooting a lot of projects, films, movies, horrors, comedies. One of them is going to be
so many amazing things.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to own my own destiny. Trying to come full circle.
Yes.
You know, take a little page out of Byron Allen, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry. Try to make my own gumbo,
that's amazing. You know what I mean? Tyler Perry, we have to just give him some love. Isn't that amazing? What he's doing and with the studio.
Right.
Yeah.
But even what Byron Allen is doing. Man,
Yeah.
Brian
Oh
Allen,
my
yeah.
God, let's talk about that. Yes.
Yeah,
He's definitely
amazing what he's doing. So I'm a little bit of, if I can have, I take a page out of each one of them book, and I make my own little gumbo, and we can all can help out. Because a lot of people are like, well, there can be another Tyler Perry, there can be another Oprah, there can be another Brian Allen, because there's a lot of other, should I say, well-off, producers and people that create stuff that's not our color. So we don't have to keep going in the same, direction. We can just open up another avenue.
Somebody have to stand up. Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. So you're working. What is the film right now that you're working on? What was the?
Well, I just had a film called The Workout Room.
The Workout Room.
What
is the Workout Room about?
It's a comedy piece that came out on Amazon October 8th. So it's still there. You can go get it and download it.
We can download it. The Workout Room.
Black owned, black directed, black written, casted, dollars, everything. Full. We did it out in one of my frat brothers and his wife. They wrote it. They put the money up.
Really?
I helped them get the talent. I put some of my money up. We shot it. We did it. And now we got it out on Amazon.
All black owned.
Yeah, it's all so it's Workout Room and it's PG-13.
Yes.
Kids can watch it.
Yes, we have to.
Got smart TV.
I promise I'm gonna do that.
It's just there right now.
That you're talking about all black owned. You happen to be sitting on a panel of a show that's just for people of color.
Man.
Yes. So I just feel like it's a great thing when we can have panels that is about us, right?
Well, yeah. If you see, people that look like you achieve stuff like you, then other people can follow down. They say it can be done. So
absolutely.
I saw. What got me in entertainment, I saw Sammy Davis Jr. He was like one of the only black people on TV, back in the day, and it was like, who's that little black man on every show?
Right, he was awesome. Yes,
so
he was an icon.
Yeah. So it was like, we only had 3 channels back then. He was on all 3 of them.
Yes, he was also, he was on, you absolutely right.
He would be doing everything, speaking well, dancing, acting. I was like, man, I need to, but I ain't as talented as Sammy Davis Jr.
You up there though.
But it was enough for me to be in the lead that a little short black man can do that.
Right.
And he did it in, extreme times. So I know I can do it now.
Right. And talking about that, that's why it's so important for me. It's when you think about, you see different actors, you see people on TV, but it's different when you see someone that look like you.
Exactly.
When our children see doctors that look like them, lawyers that look like them, might want a TV show, the impact is different on the children. And it makes a big difference.
It's a seed planting from a long way.
So tell us what brought you to Pontiac, and so people know, because y'all know they have an opportunity to see you tonight.
Yeah, tonight at the Flag Strand, right?
Strand, yes.
Flag Strand Theater, right across the street. 3rd annual Comedy and Q's and Friends comedy show. Yes. So it's a lot of comedians that are members of our fraternity, and then there's comedians that are around Detroit area that come together, and we try to raise money for but we're getting laughs, but we're scholarships. So they're all coming together, bringing some life and some, should I say, entertainment back to Pontiac.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes,
so,
yes.
So this is one thing I look forward to coming back every year, putting some, flavor back in Pontiac. And this year they do it, and it's going to be bigger and better even next year. This year, today's show, I think, is almost already sold out. So
really?
So, yeah, but it's
good. That
is
nice. Yeah. Pontiac, downtown Pontiac, Michigan. Yeah. And so after the show, what are you doing?
Oh, well, the after show is the after party.
After party, and where's the after party?
The after party.
Right here.
Right here. Yeah.
So you guys, welcome to the after party, and if you're not doing anything, please check Mr. Joe Torry out. Downtown Pontiac at the Strand Theater. I think it starts at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, showtime's at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock tonight. I want to thank you for being on the show, and we look forward to seeing you tonight at the after party. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, are you a business owner and you need funding to grow your business, or you've been told that you need a business plan to turn into a lender so that you can get funding to grow your business? QT Business Solutions can help you. If you have a 575 credit score, you are not 60 days past due on any IRS debt, child support, or student loans. If you've had any bankruptcies, as long as they're 1 year old, or foreclosures, as long as they're 24 months old, we still may be able to help you get funding to grow your business. Give us a call.